board-certified addiction specialist, Dr. Russell Surasky, on what's going on. You know, Doctor, I'm very happy to have you. I'm reminded of the fact we've launched commissions to try to solve this problem. It doesn't seem to be just a money problem. It does seem to be just a rampant, it can't slow it down problem. What's happening?
Sure. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. The main issue at stake here is the fact that we have a very new understanding of how these opiates are hijacking the brain. And with that knowledge, we have breakthrough treatments to help patients get better and stay better. The key is getting people who are addicted to opiates to these centers and to these doctors who can help them.
So what include opiates? It's a wide range, right?
Sure. So opiates are a family of pain medications, and what the purpose of them is to bind to a specific area of the brain to help alleviate pain. However, what we know is that approximately 15 to 20% of the population, when their brain is exposed to opiates, there's actually a devastating neurological cascade that can set that individual into a lifelong of opiate addiction. And when doctors were liberally prescribing these drugs, we wound up in the worst epidemic America has ever faced.
You know, Doctor, it's interesting. When I talked to Austin just a few weeks ago, he was talking to me about how he fights that battle every day himself, and that the original draw to these drugs was right after he was shot at Columbine. They eased the pain, and then he needed more of them to continue to deal with the pain and the scars of the shooting, and on and on and on. It sort of fed this, and he was never able to escape it.
Sure. Well, in fact, I think that had he gotten to the right places, the right doctors or the right clinics who saw the situation he was in, there are phenomenal tools now. We have new medicines to help patients detox without suffering, to help heal the limbic system of the brain where these neurological changes take hold, and help set these individuals free from the enslavement of the opiate addiction. These treatments exist now. It's just a matter of getting the word out there to the public.
What's leading what, Doctor? I mean, the pain and people's, dealing with it, or the fact that this is a momentary relief, and then the moment isn't enough, so you need more relief, and then back and forth. What's leading it?
Sure. Well, essentially, it's not just about the drug. It's about the individual as well. Certain people, their neurological system is susceptible to developing addiction from these opiate drugs. And doctors really need to take into account the entire picture of the patient to decide whether or not that prescribing a medication for them would be in their best interest, because about, again, 15 to 20% of the population is going to develop an addiction when their brain is exposed to these drugs. I believe Austin actually mentioned that the minute he got prescribed that opiate pill, within 45 minutes of the shooting, he felt a euphoria, and He could never forget that or get that out of his mind. That means that he was susceptible to this addiction, and we need to do much better at determining when and where to use these drugs.
Doctor, thank you very, very much. We are going to explore this in a lot more detail today on my Fox News show, depart from our usual programming, to look at this and all the suicides and accidental deaths as a result. 130 people per day succumbing to this. Some just kids, some just teenagers, and some just looking at a permanent solution for what otherwise would be a short-term problem. It's real, it's bipartisan, and it's now.